Hi, I'm William Duvall. For 30 years now, Greg Ginn has occupied an utterly unique place in underground culture, whether it was with the notorious band Black Flag or the label SST Records, both of which he founded in 1978. I've known Greg for almost 25 years, since 1984 when I was just a kid, and he was turning the underground world on its ear with Black Flag during that infamous My War album and tour cycle. He was confounding expectations then, and he's continuing to do so now with his new band, Jambang. Several weeks ago, I sat down with Greg to talk about Jambang, his life now, and what's going on with SST Records in 2008.
Basically, I try to connect on a blues feeling kind of level. But that's the same thing I felt like I tried to do with Black Flag. Mainly, we'll get known as a live band. I don't think it really sounds like any band out there. In the 90s, I didn't listen to much rock at all. I got more into electronic music, dance music, various forms. There's all kinds of instrumental bands that are really good right now. And that's kind of got me more interested in rock and more interested in seeing rock bands as some of the jam bands. There's a lot that are doing electronic stuff, mixed with regular playing like STS-9 or Disco Biscuits. Jambang is kind of a cross where we use loops. We want to have that sound, kind of hypnotic sound. I use a guitar synthesizer. So it's basically a synthesizer controlled with a guitar. There's like a low-end synth, and then there's a high synth, and there's like an organ type of sound. Bobby Bancaleri is the mandolin player, and he's from here in Long Beach. I was hoping to find another person to play with whatever they might play. He happens to play mandolin, so that's worked out great. Steve Delalis is the drummer. He's played on a lot of recordings with me over the last 3 years or so. Actually, we're down to 3 members now, because Cliff's not going to be playing with us anymore, the bass player. We're real good friends still. It's just, yeah, it's hard to commit to because we're going to keep touring.
So you would now perhaps play bass on stage live with the music?
Sometimes, and sometimes we'd use the sequence bass. I play bass as much as guitar, and in a lot of ways it's more fun. It's a completely different instrument to me. I approach them different. Yet I think it helps my guitar playing a lot to play bass. Video is synced up as well. Joey Keaton, a guy that lives out in Austin, he did some videos for us, and then he did a video for the whole Jambang set, which is about 76 minutes. I really liked his stuff, and I just thought, wow, he'll take whatever quality camera or anything and make something good out of it. I've been in Long Beach for about 20 years and most of my life in California. We found a building out there where SST Records moved to in a small town outside of Austin called Taylor. Taylor's a real small town. It's only about 15,000 people, but it's not too far outside of Austin. Of course, the music scene in Austin is very exciting, and bands from all over come through there. It's more central for touring. You don't have to do a 6-8 week tour to cover the country. You can do 2-3 week tours, and then there's a lot of great local and regional music that you don't really hear about much outside of there. When I first got into music, it wasn't until I was in college, because I grew up not really appreciating popular music or really listening to music. I just thought it was, you know, people constructing 3-minute commercials to scam teenagers out of their money, you know, or whatever. These guys dressed crazy, and I think, oh, they're not crazy, they're just marketers, you know. I've returned to that thinking at this point. Sometimes it's hard to say, well, what influences you? It's like improvising, you're pulling stuff from your whole experience. It's like we were talking about nervous breakdown. Well, I already was improvising and playing a lot of lead guitar and all that. I look at it as one line where I just keep doing this stuff. To me, just the most important is just those moments when you just have that clear emotion that can communicate, just raw, not necessarily wild rock and roll, but just raw, emotional, direct impact with notes. Yeah, you can have fun, or you can dance, or you can hear interesting music. All that is good, but I wouldn't bother if it wasn't for that real emotional type of thing that I feel like I can put out there and I have to add to music, and that I think is kind of lacking in people's lives.